There it is. It was muted. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Ritual Dello. He's the man tonight. He's telling me that I had my audio muted. I appreciate that. So I've got the PlayStation Classic set up through the capture card. We're going to capture some gameplay, play some video games. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I've got my mics going through the camera. This setup seemed to work pretty good last time when I did the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 stream on that cabinet. So hopefully the audio is good, the video is good for you guys. Also wanted to say hi to everyone in the chat. I know a lot of people are probably in bed. This is a very late night stream, but I've been wanting to do some console gaming like this, and I've been wanting to actually do it at this desk in front of this computer because I'd never done that. And I've just got a little bit more room in this living room to kind of stretch out and enjoy myself and relax and enjoy the game. So hopefully you guys have fun watching and hanging out. Jason's here as well. He says, good evening, kind sir. And yeah, Ritual Della, appreciate you telling me I was muted, because who knows how long that could have gone for if you guys weren't in the chat with me. All right, so I modded this. I modded it with Bleem Sync and RetroArch. I got into this a couple weeks ago. I actually canceled my live stream last Sunday because I got so wrapped up into modding this thing. I'd done it years back in like 2018-19 when this thing came out, thanks to Restalgia. Restalgia had great videos and tutorials on how to mod these things back then, but it's just been several years since I even opened it or played it. So once I did, I wanted to get a bunch more games on it. I also wanted to see, how easy it was to do it, and it's so simple now. It's so simple to add these games. It even does the artwork for you. It adds all the details for each game, where back in the day you used to have to manually do that. You used to have to manually enter all this stuff in it. It would take forever. It still took me a couple of days to get this set up the way I wanted it, but definitely a lot less time than it was. So let's just take a look at the games. This is a 16 gigabyte thumb drive. So looks kind of like this right here. And these are 16 gigabyte. You can go higher, but I was able to fit quite a bit on this one. Let's take a look at it. So we got Caesar's Palace 2000, Capcom vs. SNK Pro, Castlevania Chronicles, Dead or Alive, Diablo, Duke Nukem Time to Kill, Fatal Fury, Hydro Thunder, Metal Slug X. We got all the Namco museums, because now I'm into arcade games. Back in the day when I played this originally, I wasn't too into the arcade games as much as I am now. And so now I'm packing this thing full of arcade classic games. NASCAR Thunder 2004, Primal Rage. I've played this on here. It actually plays pretty good. San Francisco Rush, South Park Rally, Soviet Strike. I've got all the Spyro Dragon games. Rebel Assault 2, which is 2 discs, Strider 2, King of Fighters 99, Tiger Woods PGA 2000. Now we're back to where we were at. So let me show you guys this as well. This is kind of cool. So right now we're in Bleem Sync. So let's get out of that. I'll press the reset button. Maybe I have to turn it off and turn it back on to get to RetroArch. Let's see. Yeah, once I'm in here, oh no, there we go. I'm able to restart it through the controller, or maybe that restarted when I pressed reset, not sure. Oh no, that just loaded the game, so I may have to turn it off to get back to RetroArch. I'm gonna turn it off, turn it back on. And that should give me the menu I need to get into RetroArch. But this is the controller I'm using, just the PlayStation Classic controller. There are some out there you can buy for this that will work with the PlayStation Classic, like the Retro Fighters. New controller works with it. I have a old GameCube controller that seems to work pretty good with it. Except the only thing with the GameCube controller I have that works with it, it doesn't have enough buttons. So I've been using the PlayStation one. All right, so here's the menu where I can get into RetroArch. And this is really cool because once I load it into here, the menu looks a lot like the PlayStation 3. And I've got access to all these other games as well. So these are all my PlayStation 1 games that we just went over. But then I've got Game Boy Advance. And all these games I've tested, and all these games play good. There were a ton that did not, so I had to eliminate those out of there. But these I've tested, and they all work. These are just NES games. These are Super Nintendo games. Sega 32X, Sega Genesis. I tried Saturn, just wasn't powerful enough. So the highest I've been able to get as far as graphic quality where it runs good is the PS1 games. But next up would probably be 32X. These look and play pretty good. So if you guys have any recommendations or suggestions on games that you would like me to play tonight, definitely let me know and I'll make sure to include those. RetroArch is the build I'm using, Ritual Delo RetroArch. But I don't know, what build or version this is. It says 1.81 right there in the lower left. And he says, I think the start select will prompt. I need to look at y'all's chats on my phone because trying to read them through OBS on this is tough. I can't read y'all's chats as well through there. All right, here, what build are you using? Question mark. And Ritual Della Oscar is asking, I think start select will prompt a menu. Okay, we'll try that as well. I know that works when I'm in RetroArch, but when I'm in BleemSync, it doesn't. So we'll just play everything through RetroArch. Let's check out Capcom versus SNK, because we just had the recent one that came out. And also, there's just a ton of people in the community that want to see this Capcom versus SNK on a home arcade. So let's play some of it on here. I was thinking about also, trying to figure out a way to hook these up to an arcade through like some type of OTG control and be able to, use this with like my At Games Legends Ultimate, or maybe putting it in an arcade one up somehow. Capcom. Playing it on just a very small screen right here. Which room do you like? Let's see here if I can get. There we go. Form up your team. Saget's always one of my favorite. Dan, go with them. Let me know if you guys can hear the gameplay. I'm hearing it in my headphones, no issues. Round one, fight. Goofyfoot's here. He says, hello, Biggie in chat. What's your tattoo of Biggie? It is a waterfall with like some eagles, and it's got a moon in there. It's like my only big tattoo. I've got a couple other real small ones. It's just been so hot here, I had to wear this jersey today and tonight because it was like 114 today. I think it's gonna start cooling off a little for us, hopefully here soon. So see how it has that loading screen? I don't think on the arcade ROM it would have that. This is a console version of it. But I think it looks and plays pretty good for a PS1 game. And if you guys seen these PlayStation Classic consoles, they're tiny. Amazing that you could fit all this into this little system. It's great for modding. Pretty cool special move. I missed mine. Oh no. Got him. So in RetroArch, I can get out of this game. So it's just select start, and it gets me into this menu here. And I have all kinds of options. You know, I could save, I could take screenshots, all kinds of stuff, change controls, but a lot of times you'll use it just to close the content to get back into the menu. Devastator Omega is here. He says, sweet Dallas Mavericks jersey, thank you. Big Dallas Mavericks fan. This is a Luka Doncic jersey. Ritual Della says, I bought 5 of those PlayStation Classics for $20 each when they were blowing them out at Amazon. I remember that. I wish I would have gotten some more of these because these make great gifts and they're just fun to mod and play with. All right, so got Capcom versus SNK. Let's check out Castlevania Chronicles. I always like playing, when I go back to these older games, playing the Castlevania games. They were just so well made. And back in the day, I never had the money, or my parents never bought me, you know, these Castlevania games. So I always play these. Like one of my favorites is Bloodlines on the Genesis. And Goofy says, I have a few tats. They all look like bad watercolor paintings after 30 years. Exactly 3 I gave as gifts. Yeah, those make great gifts, Ritual Dello. $20, can't beat that. I think I paid like $60 for this at Target. And it was when it first came out, and it was an incredible deal because I think they were like $100 when they came out. So I got it for almost half off, and I thought that was amazing. And Ritual Dill says his tats look like prison tattoos now. This is kind of a unique Castlevania because it looks a lot like the older ones, like the SNES, NES versions, but it's got music on a CD, so the audio is pretty good, the music's good. Even has the tree falling down. It's just 2 buttons, I guess. No run or anything. These are old retro games are great for streaming. There's not much thinking involved. You're just pressing a couple of buttons. You can't get lost. I've been playing a lot of Zelda Link's Awakening this last week, and these hearts in this game remind me of those hearts in that game. I'm gonna do a Switch stream here soon, but I wanted to show off this classic first because I spent so much time modding it this last week. It's supposed to go up here. There we go. Definitely not the tube steak. Oh yeah, Jason, how was your vacation? I know you've been out of town for the last week. Said you just got back and doing your laundry. Oh man, he got me. I don't think I'm supposed to go that way. I think I'm supposed to go down these stairs, maybe? Yeah. Ugh. I was trying to turn. It's like it wasn't responding. And this is a PS1 that I put on here, so it should run perfectly. It shouldn't have any issues. Okay, I got a new whip now. I think I know what it is. Like with this PlayStation controller using this D-pad, it doesn't like, in the corners it doesn't respond. You can only go up, left, right, and down, and that's it. And it kind of makes it difficult to go from right to left real quick if you have someone behind you. Yeah, this is a pretty good game. Definitely one of the ones I like playing on here because this controller, it does not have the analog sticks. And even if you plug a controller in that has analog sticks, this board cannot recognize it. It can only recognize a D-pad. So games like this play really good on here. I know when I first got my PlayStation, the day I got it, I didn't have analog sticks with that controller. I got this controller with it. And then it was shortly after that, maybe 6 months later, I got the analog controller. I think I'm at a boss. I have magic or something I can throw at him. See, my life bar is very low. Wonder if it makes you start all the way from the beginning. Yeah. All right, let's jump out of there. That's a good game, though. See what the chat's saying. Devastator Omega says, can you share or know the name of the build you used for the PS Classic? All I know is 1.8.1 retro boot, no core. That's all I know. I just Googled PlayStation Classic mod, and I just followed the steps of the first thing that came up on Google. Because I had not opened this thing or played this thing in 5 years, and I had no clue what I was doing. I'd forgotten how I had modded it originally. So I just followed those steps, and it was super easy. Jason says, my sister and I throw back a couple of sacks of White Castles on Saturday. That's cool. I haven't had White Castle ever. I've just had the frozen ones. I've never actually got to go into a restaurant and eat it there. And you were in the New York area, it sounds like. I know there are a bunch up there, up north in the Northeast, but none here. And even when I lived in Texas, I think there was only one White Castle in all of Texas. Let's check out these Namco museums. I think these are interesting. You know, going back to these early 2000s, late 90s games, it's always interesting to see how many of these console titles were arcade classics. There's so many of them. Midway, Namco, Capcom, Atari, you know, you name it. They have these, and they're kind of cool to check out, you know, looking back on how these were then. Because I wasn't into arcade games during this time. I didn't start getting into the arcade games until arcade went up. So I never even really wanted to play these back in the day, but now I do. And it's cool to see what games are included in here too. Like gives me ideas on like, you know, possible things we could see in the future on home arcades. So we got Pac-Man, Galaga, Pole Position, a lounge where I think I just came from, Toy Pop, and what is this? I don't even know what this is, so let's go check it out. Looks like my focus isn't wanting to focus me. There it goes. Takes a while to get to the game. Let's see what this tells you how to play. Destroy the bases. Pretty simple. See what this is. Maybe this is just like a preview of the game. Oh, it's a slideshow. I guess to show you all the characters. Load times aren't bad. Wow, this is kind of cool. Oh, I just exited. I didn't mean to do that. It's a head-to-head. Cool. Power it on. Okay, they're using the arcade ROMs. That's pretty cool. You're meeting up with Brooklyn Menace. That's pretty cool. I'd like to meet him. I was hoping he would come out to Chicago this year. It doesn't sound like he's going to make it. And he wasn't at Cleveland last year. Jason Sam was trying to make it next weekend for the LA gaming meetup so I could meet up with Glenn, but I just couldn't pull off that weekend. Yeah, I got to see Glenn's booth and meet him in Cleveland. That was a really good time. If you ever get a chance to see him out at a convention, he's a lot of fun to hang out with. So this is like Galaga. You just kind of like a Sinistar version of Galaga.
Locked off. Alive.
Okay, I see these bases I gotta blow up. This is kind of a cool arcade game.
Locked off. Alive. Alive.
See, why can't they get this game on one of our arcade lineups? With like that Blitz joystick. It's pretty cool. So let's check out all these Namcos. I'm just interested to see what they include. I don't even know how to say that, Rich Rodella. Boskonen is a classic. Is that the game we were just playing? Is that what it's called? Boskonen? Okay, so if you don't want to go to the museum, you just want to go straight to the games, it looks like we can do that. So that's pretty cool. Makes it quick and easy to get into what you want. We got Xevious. What is this? I don't even know what this is. G-A-O-B-O-A? Super Pac-Man, Mappy, Dragon Buster, and Galpus. Let's check this out. I want to play the games I've never played before. But if you guys have any suggestions, you see anything that I'm coming across, you let me know. Totally has the Galaxian sounds. Bosconine. I've never played it. And this I've never even heard of. I've never heard of this game.
Get ready.
Sounds rough on this game.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
The firing's pretty cool, but I don't like the graphics on this or the sounds.
Get ready.
It's just a little too harsh on the sounds with this one. Let's give it one more shot.
Get ready.
Okay, you can just hold down the button. Got it.
Get ready. Get ready.
It's actually kind of fun though.
Get ready.
I could see if you're like score chasing how this could get pretty addictive. It's really hard to play on this D-pad though.
Get
Like,
ready.
if I had a joystick, this would be so much better. I don't even know what the original controls were. This could have been like a flight stick, who knows. All right, so let's check out Namco Museum 3. I like how quick these load. You guys are seeing how quick I can get through these games and load new ones. These are perfect little consoles to mod. So we'll just go straight to the games. Here we got some good ones. Tower of Dragula, Galaxian, Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Pole Position 2, and what is this? Never even heard of this. I wonder if PlayStation had a steering wheel back then. I can't remember if it did, but that'd be kind of cool for like the pole position games, if that worked. All right, I don't know what I'm doing here. Am I building like DNA? Or is this like, what is this? Is this chemistry? Build this shape, okay. Got it. No, how do I get rid of that? Okay. That's kind of cool. Completed. Been craving to play Raston, Devastator saying. Okay, so I'm really just building on to what I just built. This would be a great arcade game, actually. It's a lot of fun. Again, all these I feel like would be better with the joystick. Okay, so now I just gotta fill in these other holes. Hard to catch it in that spot that I need it. It's like you gotta get in there just perfect, unless I'm missing something. Seems like it wants to attach to the edges. Oh, there we go. Can I turn it? Oh, he got me. That's pretty cool. I've never played this before. If you guys have, let me know. What is this called? Let's just jump out and go back in because I want to play that again. But I want to know what it is to come back to it. is that? Fozon? Let's see. Fozon, that's what it's called. It's from Japan, made in 1983, based on the science of chemistry, and also was the first game from the company that had been confined to Japan since 1980. Here, I'll put this in the chat if you guys are interested. Pretty cool game though. All right, let's check out some more. That was Namco 3. Now we're going into Namco 4. Goofy's saying he's never seen this title. Ozon. Ritual Dell says, Biggie, get the 8-bit dough fight stick. Works perfect with the PlayStation Classic. Okay, I did not know that. Thanks for helping me out, Ritual Dell. I'll go buy one of those tonight once I finish. That'd be amazing. All right, so this is 4. It looks like you get one less game on this. You only get 5. So we get Pac-Land, The Return of Ishtar, Ordini, Assault, and what is this? The Jenna and Hick clans. So there's a bunch in here. 4 of the 5 I haven't played, so I'll play all these, check them out. A lot of these look like they may have been only Japanese arcades. Like maybe they never made it to the States. All right, let's go. Come on. I'm like pressing all the buttons, it's not doing anything. That's weird. And it doesn't look like there's any way to go back, like to the menu. You have to close out the game. Try that again. We'll skip that one because it was all Japanese text anyways. I couldn't even read a lot of it, so. Try this one. Return of Ishtar. This looks like it may be one of the newer. This one was made in 90, or it came out originally in 84, but I guess 86 may have been like some type of re-release of it, and then 96 would be when this game we're playing came out. Like the Namco Museum came out in 96, the PS1 game. It's gonna let me select my letter. Oh, there it goes. It's kind of like a gauntlet type game, it looks like. just not as good. Yeah, this is a pretty crappy game. Go back in. Check out these other two I've never played. Ritual Dell says, watching the Olympics, since when do they have Argo wall climbing events? And Israel Gaming is here. He's saying, gotta love the retro games and the sounds to them. Absolutely. Have a lot of fun picking these games back up after 20, 30 years. All right, we'll try this Assault. So far out of this Namco museum of the games that I'm, have no familiarity with, that Phozon was definitely at the top of my list. That was a pretty good arcade game. Okay, this looks like this is going to be like a tank or something. Okay, so you got this kind of weird. All right, so that goes that way. This is weird. Okay. Oh man, these controls are so tough on this. I'd be interested to see what the arcade controls were for this back in the day, because this is very difficult to control on this PlayStation controller. Oh man, you can do all kinds of stuff though. You can roll it. Wow. Oh, man, it's so tough to control though, because each button does something different. Like one button turns my right wheel, one button turns the left wheel, one button turns the left wheel back, one button turns the right wheel back. And you can flip it like that. And you've got fire buttons too. Definitely not meant to play on this PlayStation controller, but I can tell you that already. Man, I'm interested to see, what this arcade looked like. It's too bad I can't get back into the menu though. See, here we go. Reset. Will that get me back into the menu? Okay. It just takes me to the start of the ROM, of the arcade ROM. Okay. I want to get back into the start of the game, and there's no way to do that. You have to like turn the game off, turn it back on. I'm interested to see what that arcade controls look like on that. Here's Assault. It came out in 1988. Oh, okay, it had 2 flight sticks. Interesting. With a bunch of, I guess, fire buttons on the flight sticks. I'll show you guys this here on stream. This was on that Assault game, this was the control here. And that's why I could not play it on this PlayStation controller. But man, that would be fun to play. Two flight sticks. So that would be this game right here. Let's see this last one here, what it looked like. Ordine or Ordine? Okay, so this is definitely going to be like a Japanese, like anime type arcade game. It looks like it was on the TurboGrafx 16. This Ordyne. Doesn't look like, oh, there may have been an arcade cabinet for it. Doesn't look like there was. That I can find. If they did make an arcade cabinet for this next game I'm about to play, it wasn't very popular because there's no images of it. Well, let's check it out. I played the Pac-Land. I've got that on my Miss Pac-Man arcade one up. It's not like a traditional Pac-Man game, side-scrolling. It's okay. And Ritual Dell says, did you try the analog sticks? Probably can map that game to them. So the analog sticks supposedly do not work on the PlayStation Classic. There's no way to get them to work. Even the new Retro Fighters controller, which is made for the PlayStation Classic, it says on their instruction booklet, on the box, on their advertising, that only the D-pad will work. The analog sticks only work with like other consoles, not the PlayStation Classic. So if people have figured it out, there's maybe some type of configuration file or something out there that people are putting on there, but I haven't found it yet or heard about it. This is pretty cool. This is like R-Type. Namco made a lot of arcade games, I guess, that were similar to some of the other popular ones that just never made it like this one. I don't have enough crystals. This game plays pretty good on the controller. It's not as fun as R-Type though. It's just very slow. Very slow game where like R-Type I feel like I'm always constantly on my edge of my seat, like trying to make sure that I'm staying alive. This, it seems like it's pretty simple, easy game. And then it's got like this store where you can purchase stuff. Slows down the game even more. But the weapons could be cool. Alright, that's enough of that. Go into the last one, Namco 5. Came out with a total of 5 different discs of classic arcade games. So this has Pac-Mania, The Legend of Valkyrie, Dragon Spirit, what is that? Babu Duri, and Metro Cross. I have Dragon Spirit on my Miss Pac-Man, I think. I don't really play it that often. So this looks like it's like an RPG or something. It's definitely a newer arcade game. You can tell by the graphics how it plays. You gotta jump, you got the little fire. Definitely a unique one. All right, that game's all right, I guess. The Dragon Spirit I've played before. I'm trying to remember where I played it. I think it was definitely on an arcade 1-up. I just can't remember which one got Dragon Spirit. But I know it's a good arcade game. I think my Miss Pac-Man has this game. No, it's not this. Let's see, Dragon Spirit arcade 1-up. Not sure what cabinet this game came on. Or which cabinet? Okay, here it is. Games list. It was on the Galaga Partycade. The Galaga Partycade had Galaga, Galaga 88, Galpus, Galaxian, King and Balloon, Xevious, Dragon Spirit, Bosconian Motos, and Groba. So if you guys know any other arcade 1-up cabinets that had this game, let us know. Wasn't Dragon Spirit on iArcade? Maybe it was. Israel Gaming says, so Biggie, are you getting the Miss Pac-Man pub table? No, absolutely not. I don't have the room for that. If I had a big house or a big game room, I may be interested in that new Miss Pac-Man head-to-head because of the cup holders. I do like the, the 4 cup holders with the lighting. I think it'll be functional. People will use it for that purpose. And it is kind of cool that you can play some arcade games on it too. And it looks good in the game room. So, if I had the room, I would buy it. Especially if it was a good deal. Like if Costco was marking them down to, $250, $300, I'd definitely pick one up. But even if they do that, I don't have the room for it in this apartment. What happened? Like froze on me. And keep in mind, guys, these games didn't come on this PlayStation Classic, so if they don't run or they freeze or whatever, I can't really complain because these didn't come on it. RetroArch, you can probably map it, is what Richardello just said. And Partycade, I don't have one of those. That's what I just read on Reddit. was that Dragon Spirit was on the Galaga Partycade. All right, let's check this one out. Got to see what these games are about, because some of them I may like. Like that one from earlier, I really liked it. I'd never heard of it. Fozon. Philios is a great game too from Namco. Ritual Della says, gotta roll, work calls, have a good one, Biggie. Be good. Yeah, Ritual, I'll see you later. And have a good day at work tomorrow. Get some rest. And I'll talk to you later. Man, they came out with some weird arcade games I've never even heard of. Like, this is totally just different than anything I expected it to be. You have these little one-eyed monsters. Kind of look like the Doom monsters. It's pretty fun. Pretty easy so far. Am I just trying to get out of here as quick as I can, or do I need to kill all these people? I can't tell. I'm just going to go straight for the exit, see if it'll let me go. Nope, you got to kill everybody first. All right. All right, gate open, I got it. Floor 4. Okay, I see I get down to like I guess a boss. I guess they made Namco Museum 5 the best one, because this game's pretty good. This may be a gem right here. It is getting more difficult too. Game over. All right. What is this? Balra Duke? Balra Duke? Let's check that out. See if this was actually even an arcade game. Balra Duke. Came out in 1985. And it looks like it was just like a game that they would put on a head-to-head. Yeah, it looked like it was just like an old head-to-head. Maybe they put it on some multi-cade head-to-head tables back in the day in the mid-'80s. Pretty fun game though. Let's check out this last one and then we'll move on to some other PS1 titles. Gregory's here. Good to see you, Gregory. Says, hope you had a great vacation, Jason. All right, Metro Cross. 1985 also. Guess I'm trying to crush the cans. It's kind of a funny game. Okay, I'm getting 100 points when I kick the can. I just got electrocuted. Oh, my time's up. Okay. Let's give that one more try. Goofyfoot saying, good night all, have to be up for work in 5 hours. You're gonna have only 5 hours of rest. So I'll talk to you later, Goofy. I know it's getting late. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see, so time runs out. There must be a way to extend your time, and that must be from stepping on those cans and crushing them is how you extend your time. Let's give that one more try. So I can slow down. Crush them as like I want, without, unless I stop. If I stop, it's easier to crush them. Okay, and those spots there are slowing me down, it looks like. Okay, so you got to be fast. Oh, 2 seconds. Oh, look at that. I was that close. I got to do it again. If that's the end right there, I was pretty close. Give that another shot. I think I'll get there this time. Hitting them all now. I say that. No. I think I can just make it if I just run fast now. There, goal. This game's pretty fun too. We got hurdles. Makes it harder to hit those cans when you have hurdles in the way. Oh, I got a skateboard. No. Come on, get on the skateboard. Oh, okay, I think I can run through anything with the skateboard. It won't slow me down. Time's up. That's pretty cool. I'll have to come back to this one for sure. I bet this was another head-to-head table game that they just threw on those multicades back in the day. It's my guess. All right, so we went through all 5 Namcos. Those are pretty cool. Definitely the 5 I was having the most fun with. Let's check out Primal Rage. This is an arcade game. Grab something to drink. So it's Primal Rage. When I was setting this up, I was interested in getting as many Primal Rages on here as I could because there were so many ports of this game on all the consoles. It's interesting to see how they all played and how they were different.
It spreads like the wind hot within its path, destruction for all.
You're wasting time on cans, Gregory says.
The great fire hurls through space, none to know the world it brings.
And go Biggie. Did you play in our Deadpool pinball tournament, Gregory? Because I couldn't, I didn't see if you were on there or not. I only had 11 people join last week for Deadpool, so I'm only gonna do those pinball tournaments probably like once a month for like a week. Not doing one every week because it's just too much work to keep up with posting the scores and doing videos and all that for it. I'll leave that up to Papa Brad and T. McCloskey. They do a good job with that. What am I drinking? Coke Zero. And these are not the Marvel collectible ones. I had drink one earlier at work, and it had the new Captain America Falcon on it. And they have those Marvel collectible cans. I like those. So this is a pretty good port of Primal Rage. It looks and plays really good on the PlayStation. I've got this game on my Raspberry Pi inside my arcade one up, and it looks and plays really good on there, the original arcade one. They need to do an arcade one-up Primal Rage. I don't know why they haven't made that yet. I think too, Atari is very protective of this license, I think possibly too. Maybe they've got plans for it later. I'm going to go to Galloping Ghost in October, and I'm looking forward to playing the Primal Rage 2 that they have there. Extremely rare to even see or be able to play a Primal Rage 2 anywhere, but Galloping Ghost has one. He got me. So there you go, guys. Pretty cool. PS1 version of Primal Rage. Oh, San Francisco Rush. I haven't actually hopped into this yet since I loaded it on here, so we'll play it for the first time together. Look like a Coke Zero, Jason said. And Gregory says, I didn't have the game, but I love your FX3 tournament. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm just not going to do it as often as I was every week. I'm going to spread it out. And also maybe give a little bit of notice to people so they can get into the tournaments, rather than just posting them and, actually promote them a little bit ahead of time. San Francisco Rush Extreme Racing, made in '96, an Atari game. It's definitely a big arcade game. Let's see how good the port was. Track 1. So you got beginner, you got advanced, you got expert, but watch when we hit extreme what it does. Makes that sound. Warning, full simulation with maxed out speed and hardly any control. Let's go for advanced. It's got decent speed and good control. So we got manual. I'm definitely going to go automatic. Load time's pretty long. Yeah, the graphics are pretty bad. Nothing like the arcade game. Sound effects are pretty bad too.
Checkpoint.
When Gran Turismo was coming out on the PlayStation, nobody bought this. Alright, that's enough of that. Not very impressed. Probably remove that out of here. So we got the South Park Rally. Now, Soviet Strike was a big game growing up. My dad had all of them. He had Desert Strike, what were the other ones? Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, Nuclear Strike. They just kept making them. This is the PlayStation version of Soviet Strike, so I'll definitely be playing that one. Spyro the Dragon, Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, Strider 2 was kind of cool. The Duke Nukem is, I got to check out. Fatal Fury, Hydro Thunder, Metal Slug. Let's do Hydro Thunder. This has more fog than an N64 racer, Gregory says. Yeah, N64, it seemed like back in the day they actually had the better like racing games, like arcade style racing games. Like this Hydro Thunder was very good.
Hydro Thunder!
I remember that. But PlayStation had the more simulator type realistic racing games like Gran Turismo, where N64 had more of these arcade style.
Choose your track!
Sounds kind of loud on this one. Let me know if I need to.
Arctic Circle! Choose your boat! Midway!
I know the Quartercade wants to get this game an arcade one up. pretty good, actually.
One,
Water
go,
effects and
go,
stuff are pretty good.
go!
It's just like, I don't think it's as clear.
Time
As
extended.
it's kind of hard to see what's going on.
You can break the record.
I feel like the N64 version just didn't look as good, but I think it played better.
Time extended.
What's going on.
You can break the record.
This, it seems like the frame rate's a little bit off, too.
Hard max. Hard max. Hard max. Buckle up. Frankie, this one's gonna hurt.
Stuff is changing.
Time extended.
You can break the record. Narrow path ahead.
This is a pretty bad frame.
Hard max.
Looks like they just tried to like improve the graphics, which ended up making it worse.
Avast, you scurvy dogs. Prepare to be parted.
Time extended.
You can break the record. Ready to harpoons, baby. Hard max.
Really just the boost.
Avast, you scurvy dogs. Prepare to be parted.
Can't even tell I'm losing it.
Time extended.
Tight turns ahead. You can break the record.
The only way I know I'm losing it is if I'm losing it. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Gonna wake up the wife, Biggie. Hydra Thunder was awesome on the Dreamcast. Thanks for pointing that out. It was good on there. Jason saying game audio 80, 100, Biggie D audio 30 to 100. Gregory's saying sometimes I feel as edgy as a PS1 game. All right, so let's check out, because we just played PlayStation games for over an hour on this stream. Hour and 20 minutes to be exact. So let's check out some of these other games now towards the end of this stream. So this is Game Boy Advance. Now I've checked out all these games and they all run decently well. A lot of them though that I had put on here did not run good at all. So let's check out one of these. So I did put like this one here. It had Gauntlet on it and a game called Rampart, arcade game. Let's check out this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you have different cores for each game. Sometimes they run good under the initial core at the top, sometimes they don't. You have to go through them to find the right one. Game Boy Advance. Made in 2003. It is Konami that made all the Konami beat 'em ups for TMNT, but this style is way different than what we're used to on those. Yeah, I don't start work till 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, and I work till midnight, so I was doing streams during the day like this on Wednesdays sometimes. I think what I'm going to do is do this, where I just do it late at night, the night before, because then I'm not pressed for time. I can just play as long as I want. How do I get up there? It's only 2 buttons. Maybe I have to jump on this guy and kill him. I don't know. Not a very good game though, I don't think, compared to the original TMNT beat 'em up arcade games. Let's check out Mario Kart for the Game Boy Advance, see how it runs. Pretty good so far. I think I've seen up arrow on drain pipe. Okay. I think when you guys are watching, you're a little bit behind me, so a couple of minutes behind. I'm already into Mario Kart when I read your message, Gregory. Or I would have tried that. This game's running pretty good. I just don't think like this Mario Kart is as fun as like the console versions of it during this time. I have the 3DS version of this game on my 3DS and it plays really good. Mario Kart 7. But I could never get that to run on here. But nothing wrong as far as like the audio or the way it plays or the way it looks. It's running pretty good on the PlayStation Classic. What system are you playing on? PlayStation Classic? So I'll hop out of that. Just played a couple of Game Boy Advance games. You saw they played pretty good, but I've loaded a lot on here that haven't. I was surprised this Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past and Four Swords played. But I think the reason that this one played okay, there were some audio issues with this one, but I think the reason this one played good is it was made by Capcom. So interesting to see that, see a Zelda game that was made by them. But I'll just hop in so you guys can see. It seems to play pretty decent. You have 2 games. You got Four Swords, or you can play the original Link to the Past SNES game. But this is Capcom's version of it for the Game Boy Advance. See how there's a little bit of an audio stutter though? You can hear it right now. So it's like if you can get over that. See if I can get into some gameplay. Come on. I don't want to have to read all this. Gregory says, huh? I never knew Capcom did a Link game. I was familiar with this only because Nintendo came out for the Switch recently, some new titles, and one of them was the Zelda game made by Capcom. And I remember hearing Michael B mention it on Super Game Ram Dude. So I knew about it, but I'd never played it until I put this on this classic last week and noticed it. I don't know of any other times that Capcom has made games for Nintendo before or after that. But you can see the graphics, how they just appear a little bit different than they did on the Super Nintendo. It's like it's got a little bit of a touch of Capcom to it. And the music seems okay right at this point. So who knows, I may play this Four Swords all the way through on this classic at some point. You guys see me going back to the menu. It's because what happens is if you press select start, it takes you back to that menu. And sometimes I'm pressing start and select and stuff, just try to get through this, all this text. There, see that audio stutter came back. See, I couldn't deal with that, I don't think. Like, I don't think I could play this all the way through. That would bother me. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I just wanted to open that, show you guys, like, now that I've seen the audio is so bad on that, I probably will end up deleting that too. Now, if I wanted to delete it through this menu, there is a way to do that. Right here, you can remove it, but it'll still be on the thumb drive. So you'll have to go in and delete it off the thumb drive once you put it, like, attached and plug it into your computer. You can't delete it through RetroArch, but you can remove it to where you can't see it on the menu at least. All right, so let's check out some NES. NES runs great on here. We'll just hop into some Mario 3 real quick and play a level of it. Yeah, I need to get that 8-bit dough arcade stick. If that works for this, that's amazing. I was looking at that old 8-bit dough PlayStation Classic wireless adapter that came out, where you can like pretty much wirelessly use all your controllers with it. But they're sold out of them. You can't even buy them anymore. And I didn't see any used on eBay. You can see this NES, Mario 3 is perfect. No issues at all. Plays just as good as it did on the NES. You're not going to have, I don't think, many issues running NES games on here. They're going to run pretty good. I never knew there was an NES Punisher game until I put this on here. Pretty cool. Big Punisher fan of the after having the arcade, the Marvel superheroes. It's cool to see they had a port. It's totally different though. This reminds me of that game that came out on iArcade, Blood Brothers, I think it was. Same kind of shooting style in this one. See the background there is taking damage too. I think that's pretty cool. You have power-ups and stuff inside those crates. It was actually pretty fun. Surprised I never played this back in the day. Oh, I have grenades too? Okay. I see the machine gun works pretty good and then you run out of ammo. So you gotta watch your ammo. All right, jump out of that. Get into some SNES. So we were talking about Alien versus Predator with K-Fox on Sunday. And I'd mentioned this SNES version of AVP. We won't play it, but I'll load it up so you guys can see what it was like. And this wasn't Capcom, this was Activision, which is interesting. Oh man, the audio's bad. See that? So what you can do is you can load it with a different core. So I'll close it out and I'll try. You go to reset core association and then grab the second one and we'll try it again and we'll see if the audio is any better on the second core. Sounds much better. You can go invisible. Oh man, look at that though. The graphics are all messed up. The audio was good, graphics were messed up. So let's try now doing that third core, see what it does. Because I remember getting this one right. That's why I'd kept it on here. Jason says the core is mother, the core is father. I remember when these PlayStation classic hacks came out and learning about all these cores and stuff. I never got into all that. I just put PlayStation 1 games on it and I was done with it. But this is when I started replaying with this thing again last week. I was like, I'm gonna get all the consoles on here and start figuring this out. And what's cool is like this RetroArch build already had all the cores pre-installed. So I didn't have to mess with any of that. This core seems pretty good though. Sounds good, graphics are good. All right, cool. So Battletoads Double Dragon, I've been playing that on my iArcade. That's actually a very good game to play on an arcade. Now this is one game that I had heard a lot about that I had wanted to check out, Demon Crest by Capcom. I saw some YouTube videos about it recently. And I was like, I gotta check this game out. And I haven't really done a deep dive, played this game for a long time yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that. It's made in '94. That was kind of towards the end of the SNES lifespan. Hear how that's messed up, so I can instantly tell I got the wrong core. So we'll go for that third one there, because that seemed to work pretty good with Alien vs. Predator. There we go. I did conservative ads tonight, and I've seen, I'm watching the stream on my phone, and I've gotten 2 sets of ads since I started the stream, so that's not too bad. The new Alien series looks really good. I want to see the new Aliens movie coming out next month. Oh, Switch Online has Demon Crest. It's fantastic. Okay, that must be why I'm hearing a lot about it lately. It's because Nintendo got it. But it does look good. I haven't really played it yet, but it looks really good. Like, this is a game I'm gonna have to play all the way through or try to at least. It does look amazing though. I can see why there's so many people playing this recently. Oh, I knocked his head off. Pretty cool. Plays good. Is Aliens a movie or a series? I'm talking about Alien Romulus is the movie I'm looking forward to. All right, so we played a couple of SNES games, but these games run great. Even this newest SNES game that never came out. I think I have to go back in here, close it, and then I can jump in. You can't like have a game running and then jump into another one. But I'll show you guys. Star Fox 2 plays good, sounds good. Not with that ROM though. Close content. All right, try that again now and see if it works. Hydro Thunder was awesome on the Dreamcast. Am I reading? I'm reading an old message. That's not a good core either. try one more and just see if I can get it right. You spend a lot of time going through these and trying to find which ones run right and don't, though. It's the only negative to doing all this. He says, yes, that's the one. Did you see the NECA figure for pre-sale? I haven't seen that yet. I do watch Garage Gamer, though, and I saw he posted a short today, which had the movie poster he just got. All right, so that didn't want to load. I'll mess with that later. But I assure you, I was playing Star Fox. It was playing pretty good. I'll just have to find the right core. Now, this is 32X. I was very impressed with 32X, guys. Check this out. Virtua Fighter. Pretty cool. I remember Virtua Fighter for Sega Genesis was horrible. But this 32X version is actually not too bad.
Fight! 1, ready, go!
If anything is wrong with this version, the 32X version, it's a little slow. Like, it's not lagging, it's just the game, I think, was that way originally. It's just like I press the kick and it takes a long time for that kick to happen, it feels like. Nice comeback. So that's pretty cool. All these 32X games I've put on here have all ran great. Like this Star Wars arcade's pretty cool. This is the arcade Star Wars version on the 32X. Gregory says this is the part that puts me off on the ROMs. Or yeah, like how some will run good and some won't, and you have to constantly mess with the... Man, that was loud. Some of them, the audio is really loud. Oh, probably shouldn't do that because I'm going to get a copyright claim even playing the game if it has that song. All right, so Sega Genesis, and that'll wrap up the stream tonight. We'll play a couple Sega Genesis games here. Aladdin. I think Aladdin's probably one of the best Sega Genesis games they ever made. The colors, the graphics are just really good on this game still today. You guys can see it plays pretty good. Gregory's saying it's like VPX can be frustrating. How do people play official albums on YouTube and not get copyright infringement? I don't know. I don't know all the rules to that. I just always play it safe, and I've gotten lucky in times. But I just try not to play any music. Star Wars, for one, is like one you never want to play. For some reason, like YouTube picks it up quick. Like that theme song. So let's play one more game to close out. Let's make it a good one here. This Hyperstone Heist is really good. Like that one a lot. Streets of Rage 3, very good. This Maximum Carnage, I have it on my iArcade, very great game. But I remember this Bart's Nightmare growing up. I used to play this a lot. We'll play that to close out the stream. I think this was on Super Nintendo also at the same time. I remember this game being so difficult. I think I need to get the Z's. Yeah. Oh, but you can't get run over. So I think Lisa makes you a frog, if I remember right. Oh, I'm out of bubble gum. So I think it does that like right when you're about to wake up. How do I grab the Z if I don't have any more bubbles? Definitely a weird game, but it was fun. I remember growing up. I used to love these Simpson console games back then. I got an F. I didn't do very good. All right, guys, that was pretty fun. Thanks for hanging out. We played some Sega Genesis, some 32X, some Super Nintendo, some Game Boy Advance. Let me bring us back into the Bleem Sync so you guys can see. This is kind of what we call the RetroArch menu system. So I press the power button twice, and that'll take me back into this Auto Bleem Sync. This build was already made for me whenever I downloaded it and installed it, which is cool. And you can change the themes. I didn't show you guys that earlier. So let me show you that. Where do I do that at? Maybe I have to go out. Let's turn it back on. Maybe you have to do it on that first menu when you first turn it on. But there were a ton of themes installed on this. And before we turn off the stream, oh, good night, Gregory. I'll talk to you later. Had fun? Thanks. Good that you made it. All right, so auto bleem, here we go. Options. Oh, I should have pressed select, not start. And see, I don't think there's any way to get back to that now. Dang it, so I'm going to have to do that again. You know your thumb drive's going to work when it cuts that song off at the very end. If it continues all the way through, the thumb drive's not going to work. All right, so I need to press select for option. There we go. So here's, I'm going to show you guys all these themes. I thought this was really cool. Tons of themes. They even have a Deadpool theme. But I'll tell you the one that I like the most is just like the basic ones. Like this one here, it's Aero Bleem Remix, kind of just a basic one. I like this one. As long as you can read the menus, the game art looks good. Some of these themes, they take away from the game art and stuff. And like right now, I don't have the stock game showing. There's a way you can turn it on to where it'll show just the stock games, or both. But a pretty cool menu. And let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys the console too. So let me do that. So that's it. Just that little, and you can see my mouse for to see how small it is. I mean, it's just a little bitty, tiny little console with not hardly anything to it. And it's perfect for hacking because it's just so quick to load. So I just turn it off, right? Turn it right back on. Yeah, once the light comes on, you have to hit it again to turn it on. But then you can see the thumb drive is flashing. And there's our RetroArch and all that menu. So let's say I just want to get back to stock, right? Because I didn't actually mod the console or hack the console. Everything is on this thumb drive. So I turn it off, right? See how it still has some power to it? I'll just unplug the power cable, which is just like a micro USB cable. Plug it back in and we'll look at this. It'll go right back to stock. And my camera's picking up some of the light off the screen so you guys can see that. But these were the original games it came with. Decent games lineup. Had Metal Gear Solid on here. Had Resident Evil Director's Cut. Tekken 3 was an excellent one. But that, like, one of the biggest, I guess you could say, things, points of criticism on this was that people just thought it didn't come with enough games. But I thought, like Twisted Metal, that was a good one. But let me show you this. So this thumb drive is the one we were just playing on. Let me show you guys the thumb drive I made in 2019. So I made this one in 2019. And this one took me days to make. It was much harder back then. You had to like add in all your menus, like all your information for each game. You had to add in your own artwork. You had to like upload like config files. It was like a mess. And it took me so long to make this thumb drive. They say whenever you put a new one in with a new games list to unplug it, to reset it, don't just turn it off and turn it back on. They say actually power it off completely by unplugging the power cable. And then once you plug in the power cable, you'll get this light. So now you're ready to power it. But I'll show you guys the menu on this one. And how this one was different. I didn't do RetroArch and all that. I just added a bunch of PS1 games. Ones that I thought I wanted. However, I'd learned that a lot of these I didn't want because I didn't have an analog controller. I only had the D-pad. So a lot of these games didn't play very well because a lot of what I chose to put on this at that time were like games that were made late in the lifespan of the PlayStation that used those analog controls. Like this Medal of Honor Underground plays horrible with the D-pad. Same with this Twisted Metal 4. The Castlevania is very good. Parasite Eve, you'd need the analog controls. Gran Turismo 2 plays okay. Resident Evil 2. Soul Reaver was one of my favorites back in the day during this time. I love the Soul Reaver games. I even got the Soul Reaver games on my laptop. I've been doing PlayStation 2 emulation on my laptop. And I got Soul Reaver 2 on there. About to jump into that. Spider-Man, Tomb Raider Chronicles, 007, The World Is Not Enough, Street Fighter plus EX2. Don't really like this game. Mega Man's good. X-Men, Dino Crisis 2, Spider-Man 2, Twisted Metal 3, Resident Evil 3, Mega Man 2, Harry Potter. This Harry Potter game was made in 2002. This was one of the very last games they made for the PlayStation 1. And Final Fantasy, Crash games and the Crash Racing. These fighting games though, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter Alpha 3, these games all play exceptionally well. These are great ports of these arcade games. Hey, Carlo's in the chat. Good to see you, Carlo. Man, I would stick around a little bit longer. I really want to show you guys all the PS2 emulation I've been doing. There's a lot of fun in that too. I figured out how to put certain drivers on my PC to where I can plug in this DualShock 3 to my PC and run PS2 games. I tried to, figure out could I put PS2 games on this, and it's just not powerful enough, so I'm doing it through my laptop. But having a lot of fun with these older PlayStation games, that's for sure. And I've been playing my Switch. I've been playing my PlayStation 5 a lot. Just kind of on a mode right now where I just want to play console games. I've spent so much time playing my arcades lately that I just wanted to get back into playing consoles for a while. So you guys may start seeing a lot more PlayStation, Nintendo Switch type content coming up here in the near future. Because I just want to enjoy these systems and these games. But I hope you guys have a good night. It's almost 2 a.m. Almost, wow, Carlo says. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. It's almost 11 o'clock here, so not too late here yet. But you guys have a good night. I'll see everyone soon. I've got to get my my Zoltar review out. I've got to get that done. I've also, this arrived yesterday, my 19-inch iArcade screen from Buy Stuff Store, BOE monitor. I'm going to put that in my iArcade here soon. I'm going to film a video for that too. So that's coming up. But hope you guys have a good one. You guys, yeah, have a great Wednesday, guys. Good rest of the week, and I'll see everyone soon. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.